with a lady that I have known very well for many years, and it's so good to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Cynthia Mumbo. Now, you recently had a comprehensive research, right, to assess the sports economy in different parts of it. Could you tell us a little bit about what your findings were?
It's very interesting. First, thank you for having me. One, demographics. Africa is, and I think all businesses understand this, Africa is 70% under the age of 35. What does that mean for sport? Two, technology. All young people are using their mobile phones. What is sports doing to engage fans on their phones? Three, just in terms of engagement. So, once you get to technology, engagement, Africa is very far behind from the rest of the world in terms of understanding the fan and engaging the fan. So, yes, we have sports happening, but then the fan is not the center of the conversation together with the athlete, and that's a really, really important thing to understand.
Is that why sports is struggling, to be a profitable industry, not just, in the region, but in the continent as well? Because you have some personal experience being a sports administrator.
Yes. Sports is about the guy on the pitch and the coach on the pitch. So the story you want to consistently hear and the story that the fan consistently follows is the story of the athlete. So everything else is a plus. But we don't spend enough time. We're not building stars. And, as a fan, I want to know Sadio Mane, or I want to know a player from Gor Mahia. Those are the people that I followed. And it has to be consistent. It can't be when Gor Mahia wins, then that's when you hear the stories and stuff. And you're only hearing about the team, but then there's the individual story around the players. There's when did this, when did they last win the league? It's like a Mexican soap opera, if I may say. You want to know the beginning, you want to know what's coming. It's really a story. And the fans are invested in the story, not the story of the administrators. That happens. But unfortunately, across Africa, we spend so much time speaking about the guys who are running the sport and not the guys who are the sport.
So what would be your key take-homes? What do we need to do following your study, not just here, but around the continent? What are some, maybe 3, 4, if you can, that we absolutely need to start doing towards getting our players to make money, towards getting the leagues to be profitable, merchandising, all of these things that make this a very lucrative sport that makes business sense?
First thing we need to understand is it's never going to happen overnight. We watch the English Premier League. It's, I think, 26 years now, as we know it. What's your long-term vision, And then work backwards, You have to have systems internally that make commercial sense. And I bring out the word commerce or commercial sense very strongly, because you have to understand that sport is a business, and you have to run sport as a business. So, your marketing, your finance, your HR, you have to understand who are the people working behind the scenes. You can't be the chairman of the club and you want to be the marketing manager and you want to be the CEO and it's not going to happen. It's the same way you run any other business. We have to really move sports towards that commercial conversation, that commercial engagement, and it's not going to happen overnight. You have to have a vision and you have to break it down. You have to have your pillars and say, pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, and these are the things that we're going to work towards, and this is how we'll build it. I think the other important thing is once you've positioned, you've put that together internally, very strongly work on your branding, consistent branding. And now we have social media, I want to commend Gor. I know it's my team, but I want to commend Gor. They're doing an amazing job. You can see that there's a lot of consistent conversation happening on social media. As much as there's not so much happening on TV, there's engagement on social. Very important to be able to build that conversation moving forward and have, fans be part of that conversation. Reward fans, There's that whole branding conversation. And then beyond that, it's just consistency. So you have to, as you build on the pitch, you really have to focus behind the scenes. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Cynthia Mumbo, for that. Interesting. We need to run business. We need to run sports as a business and look at the commerce side of it.